Hi guys, Rachel with Spunky Misfit Girl here, and today let's make this super cute little flip book. So it just opens up just like this, and it's got a pocket on this front one, on the side, pocket on the top on our next page, these little side pockets here on both sides of this third guy, another top pocket and another side pocket. And this is made from 5 pieces of 6x6 paper. It's actually good if they are single-sided because you really won't see the white. This little bit of white on your pockets is it. And then you have your pockets here will be white, but you'll have extra that you're going to cut off that you can use to cover those. And it just ends up being this super cute little guy that you can stuff all kinds of fun little things in. Now, this is a lot of fun to make, and it came out really cute. I'm really pleased with how it came out, but it was a little bit tricky to make. So I'm going to try to go a little slowly and really explain at each step of the way exactly what we're doing and which papers go where, because I, with this one, didn't really know what was going where. I didn't really understand that this was going to end up being on my inside rather than my cover. So you're going to want 5 pieces of 6x6 paper, okay? And you're going to need to figure out what's going to be your cover, what's going to be your inside pages, and what's going to be your back last paper, because we're going to treat them a little bit differently, okay? So once you have that figured out, the first thing we're going to do is find my blade for my slicer because it keeps wanting to run away. Fortunately, it never gets far. It's not very fast, so I can catch it and find it. Okay, so your 2 covers, one for your front, one for your back, those 2, this page and this page at the end, those are going to get cut, okay? So that's the first thing we're going to do. Those are going to be cut down to 4.5 on one of your sides. And we're going to save that little piece for our pockets for later, okay? So both of those will go down to 4.5 on one side. And then we're going to set those aside for a sec, and that's all the cutting we're going to do. Then we're going to score, but we're going to take our 3 interior pages, the ones that you want to have the top pockets and the little side pockets, and we're going to score. So I'm going to turn those over. Now, we're going to score at 1.5, and we're going to then turn and score at 3. And when we score that 1.5, those, the little flaps that you're going to make, you're going to lose those entirely. So if you have something on your paper that you'd like to keep, I would suggest not having it on that side of the paper where you're going to score. So I'm going to put mine here, and then I'm going to turn and I'm going to score at 3. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing. This guy doesn't really matter. We're going to do 1.5, and then we're going to turn and do 3. Same thing with my third piece, but I'm going to keep this guy over here, and I'm going to do 1.5, and I'm going to do 3. Now, my cover and back cover that I cut off to 4.5, I'm going to also score on the 6-inch side at 3. We're just going to fold those in half. So you don't even have to. It might actually be better in case your paper is not exactly 6. You might end up folding in the middle anyway. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just make those folds for those 2 so that we're all good on those. And then we're going to make our inside pages, and we're going to do those in very similar ways with just one tiny difference for that middle one. Okay, so I've got my cover and my back cover, and those are set. Now these guys are going to get their folds made. I'm going to look back at what order I want to put them in a second. I'm going to go ahead and do all my folding. It's kind of nice, actually. I think it'll be a little bit easier to make this way. I did the pages one at a time the last time, but I think it's actually a lot easier to mass make all the pages and then assemble, and hopefully that will make it a little more straightforward for how this works, assuming I don't muck it up, right? Okay, so now I'm going to take my scissors, and with each one of these I'm going to do just a little triangle around my score line so that those can flip up. And if you want those to be super perfect, you can, you know, measure and everything. I'm just eyeballing it because that's the way I roll. So just enough to kind of get it so that those, when they flip, will be good. Okay, so then let's make sure we know which order we're gonna do these in. So we've got Birdie. Yeah, that's exactly the order we want them in. Birdie, and then Eiffel Tower, and then clocks. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, and we wanna make sure we're doing this right. So this is the first one we're gonna make. So we're actually going to, I folded these in, but we actually want them to come out like this, these little flippy flaps, because this guy is going to make our first upright pocket, right? So let's go ahead. I'm going to give that guy a notch. And if you want to ink, this would be a good time for that. And let's actually go ahead and do that. I think this paper, that will be nice. This vintage photo, I pulled this vintage photo that I've had for ages out, and it's like super gooey all of a sudden again. I had stopped using it because it was kind of lame. But now all of a sudden it's like got new life. It's very weird. Okay, so this guy is going to become a pocket just by gluing in. Let's use a better bottle of glue on the sides. I actually don't think we would have to do any glue on the bottom, because we're going to fold this. So let's do just the sides, because I don't think it matters on the bottom. And we don't need to use extra glue that we don't need. I'm going to press that together. And that is going to be one of my pages. Okay? So now I have my front cover, and the way this is going to work is my front cover is going to go on here like this, okay? So I'm just deciding which side of this I want to be my cover. And I think I'm gonna go with this one. So I'm gonna punch my notch here, right? So I'm gonna be gluing in this tab inside this sheet of paper. So I know that this is where I want my notch to go for my pocket. Okay. And the first thing then that I'm gonna do is just put glue, but actually I think it needs to be, let's do this carefully. Yeah, let's do it this way because it will be easier. I'm gonna put glue on the top of that tab. And then I'm gonna put the back side of that cover right down in there and glue that tab to it. And that way it'll be a little easier to see, then we can just glue our pocket closed, right? So then all we'll do is we'll glue this bottom and the side. And that will make our front cover pocket. And we'll just make sure that we haven't accidentally glued it to that page in the back there. Okay, 1 and 2. Now, let us, so we've still got this tab back here, right? That's gonna serve us in a minute. Let's see. So this guy is going to be our, so we want our tabs to fold out for everybody. So they're all gonna, this guy is gonna follow that same principle. This guy's very similar, but just, we're gonna do it slightly different. How did I do this? Okay. So these guys now, this guy's gonna, well, he's upside down on this side, but he's gonna be upright on this side. So we want these guys to become pockets. So we can go ahead and do that. Just on page 3. I mean, you could do it this way on your other pages too if you want, up to you. But I'm gonna just glue those. So we have that ready. And this is where you can bring back your offcuts. From your pages that you cut. Those will make nice, we'll do those in a minute. Let's put it together first. Okay, so this guy, if you want, I think, yeah, so this is gonna go like this. Okay, and if you want, you can also make this top part a pocket. Actually, I think I did on mine. It's a little awkward because those, you just got to make sure that you get your tabs really well glued down all the way. So you can see on mine, they're not glued down, I don't think all the way. Okay, so what we need to do, firstly, this tab, so from you've got your 2 pages that we put together already, your front cover and your second page. You've got this tab here. You're going to put your glue on this top part where the pattern is. And we're going to put that inside this first page of this guy with the pockets on the outside, right? So this guy now becomes our 3rd page. But we're not going to glue this yet because we're going to add our other page inside first before we do that. But we've got our little pockets here. okay? So page 1, page 2, this is now becoming page 3. But what we're gonna do before we do anything more with that is we're gonna make page 4, which is gonna follow the same principle as page 1, right? So it's gonna become a top loading pocket. So let's see how this is gonna work. It's going to ultimately have to come in here. I knew this was tricky and there was a trick to it. Because we still need it to be in here like this. How does that work? I think it's gonna be like this. Yes, there we go. Okay. So we've got our little, so if you fold it up together with your tabs at the end, you'll be able to kind of see. So you've got your booklet that's like this, right? And we've got that last page that's still kind of open. This tab on this side from this piece is going to come in here. So that'll show you what's going to make the front versus the back of your pocket. So I know that this is going to be my front of my pocket. So I'm going to punch a little notch and I'm going to give myself some ink. And then we can put that guy, we can glue the pocket firstly, and then we can put him in there. Yay! I got it right. Okay, so this guy can just get glue on either side to seal up that pocket. Just kind of trying to make sure he's aligned at the top there. He's a little off, showing some white. Okay, and then we're gonna put some glue. So this is our booklet, front cover here, page 2, page 3 is this open page with the side pockets. We're gonna now, I'm leaving that open, and we're gonna glue this guy here on the front side of our pocket, this tab. Again, putting the glue on the printed side, and we're gonna glue that tab right in there. And if you're gonna make this into a pocket, this page, you just really want a lot of glue, particularly on the edges of your tabs, because they are going to get in there, they're going to be in that pocket, and things will get caught really easily. I haven't probably done a good enough job here. However, if you want this to be a pocket, what you can do at this stage is glue both sides, and that's it. If you don't want to make it a pocket, you can just glue that whole page together. No biggie. It's up to you. The tricky bit about this now is just getting that to kind of lay down there. So, and I'm not doing a notch in that one just because I've got the pockets on the side. You could if you wanted. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. Now, we've still got this one last flap on the end here. And we've got our back cover, which we could do this way. I think we'll do that. So my pocket's going to be over here in that case, because it's going to go onto my booklet this way. So I'm gonna punch my notch here. Oops, not the heart. Silly. Okay, give myself some ink on that piece that's gonna get glued. And then let's take our booklet with just that last little flap, and we're going to glue on the top on the printed side. And we're gonna put that inside here. And I just wanna make sure I got my page in the right place. Yeah. I think I got my page 4 a little bit cockeyed. It's a little bit lower than the others. But okay, not the end of the world. And then all we're gonna do is close up this pocket here with a line of glue on the bottom and the side. Oops, my book is a little out of control. There we go. All right. You could, if you wanted, put your notch. It would be cute. I didn't think of this until just this second. You know, you've got your notch for your pocket on the front like that. You could put your notch for your back pocket on the outside too. And that would make a cute sort of parallel, I don't know, parallel extra that would, I think, make it come together. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to take these and cover up my ugly pockets. The ugly white. I'm just going to put that guy here. Actually, I might want to do them both the same guy here. Or would I rather do this? Oh, that's pretty. I like it. I'm gonna put that there. So I guess there is a very little bit of cutting still to do. Oh, this is one of those papers that the second you move it, your mark disappears. This guy too, look at that. He's got all sorts of marks that could be my mark. I think it's this one though. Always tricky paper. So I think, was it that guy or was it this guy? That seems kind of big. I think it's this guy. Okay. So I'm gonna glue this guy on here. Cover up that white of my pocket. It's gonna be a little kind of pocket anyway, so fine. Cute. And then this guy is gonna get this one. And I, with my other one, found that my spine edge was just a little kind of janky looking, a little uneven, some white showing. And so I just put a wee bit of lace on that sucker to cover it up, and I think it looks really nice with these kinds of papers that I'm using too. I don't generally use a lot of lace for anything, but I think in this case on these, it helps cover that up. I did get a little bit of white on that back there, more than I would like to. You could use ribbon here, or even just paper if you don't like the look of lace. Just another bit of paper. I have cork. I have like fabric backed cork that's really pretty that I sometimes use for spines for bigger journals. That if you have something like that, that could be really nice here too. But you do want something that's going to be a little flexible since it flips open like that. So now I did start putting together a little bit of a possible decoration for the front, but I think it might end up being too big and I might have to cut it down. I was liking this guy and he's very cute, but he's a little bit big with both of these. So I might have to go, if I go down, I'm going to go down on the top here and then just a very little bit on the sides. And that will make this a little more doable, hopefully, for this. And then I'll cut my other guy down as well. I just really liked the other one that I made. I happen to have these pulled out. This was from Stamperia. Had a, it was that library, the book one that they did not that long ago. And this was in the fussy cut sayings bit of that kit. I had that laying around. And then this guy behind it, I forget where that came from, but it just happened to go very, very well with my papers. So then we can do the vellum here. I kind of like that. Yeah, that adds a little something. So I'm going to glue this one to the vellum and then cut the vellum around it. Just pretty small because I think it's still going to be a little bit on the big side for this. And then what I did for the other one was I had pulled a bunch of 6x6 papers. I had some that were a little lighter that were suitable for writing on. I kind of cut those up and just rounded corners of things just to make cute little note pieces that could go in here. These top loading guys would be great for cards with tabs. Then you'd have cute little whale tail tabs sticking out, or other just regular kind of tabs. Either way would be adorable. Okay, yeah, like that. I like that. That's fun. I really like that. Those stamps, the Very Personal Resealed is one of my Nick Bantock stamps. And I love those guys. Okay, so I just trimmed off a tiny little spot that was white that was bugging me. I think I'm going to go ahead. So this guy got not quite in half, and that's the issue. I'm going to see if I can ink it up to my satisfaction. I don't really want to trim it at this stage because knowing me, I will muck it up and make a mess. So I think it might be better just to ink these, and that's fine. And I think that will work for me. This guy, and then back here I had some white. Just give that a little inky here. Okay, and let's put this guy on the front, and I think we will call that good. You can do all your stuffing of your little mini flip book however you like. Super cute. I love it. Thank you guys so much for joining me and following along. I appreciate every single one of you. Your comments make my day every time you leave them. I will see you in the next video.